gas fees can be even higher than the mint price. It could be a good chance that your gas prices, let's say it's point 0.2 for the mint price, well then there'll be another actual like 0.5 for just the gas fees.
Gas wars. You get a bid for a gas price?
Pretty much. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of people like in like the servers right now, and one person wants to pay like $80, and the next person wants to pay 100 something, or even more than that. Then the miners always usually go for the higher bidding, and then you still paid that gas fee though. Let's say I'm the guy that paid that $80. I still paid that gas fee. There's no guarantee that I'm ever gonna get that back, ever.
Well, and another thing that sucks is you could have a failed transaction on the blockchain where like you say you buy one and the transaction fails, whether it's OpenSea's fault, whoever's fault it is, and you pay gas fees for it, and it's like you're confirming the transaction and everything. You pay gas fees, say you pay $50, your transaction fails, so you don't get the NFT you were trying to buy. But your gas fee, they keep.
And you just eat that.
You just eat it. That's happened to me.
It happened to him.
That's happened to me.
He tried to buy an NFT, and for some reason it failed, and he spent like $80, and that $80 was just gone.
So the gas fee and what you're buying are separate.
They're separate.
So you have to buy the gas fee first?
No, the gas fee comes along with the mint price. They'll always when you're in a project, they'll always say what the mint price is going to be. So for the HAPE, when they finally figured it out what it was, because for the longest time in most projects it'll just say TBA, just to be announced. They don't know yet. They don't know when the mint date's going to be, but they just say TBA. And by the time when they finally do, then they release it to everybody and they'll let everybody know. And so that was 0.2. So that's the price of the NFT. It's always 0.2 plus gas.
But the gas fees can be even higher than the mint price. It could be a good chance that your gas prices, let's say it's 0.2 for the mint price, well then there'll be another actual like 0.5 for just the gas fees.
How do you go to pay the gas fee?
It just all comes out of the same wallet.
Automatically happens.
It's automatic.
It's all in Ethereum. It'll say how much because you'll have, if you're doing it on like your PC, it'll have a MetaMask pop up, and it'll say like so and so, like the price of the and then it'll say plus gas. And the gas fluctuates.
I'm over here fucking shaking. It's so cold. Shout out to Mary for, enduring that, because it was cold as fuck in here.
I was going to say, she said she couldn't feel her feet or anything. But,
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I bought that heater. Because it was
fucking cold, huh?
It was just warm enough where you could breathe out and not see your breath.
Nice.
Just warm enough.
Tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I can already start this.
I can feel a little bit,
yeah.
But, continue. I know. I just fucking drew away.
I don't remember what was being said.
My brain's on default. Okay,
but the gas will so you'll be in the middle of a transaction and the gas will actually fluctuate while you're in the transaction. So it'll pop up and it'll say plus gas and it'll say $130.
And so
then the gas will change right then.
It's just folded in at time of transaction.
So if the traffic gets more all of a sudden, that gas could shoot from 130 up to 200.
So you're really at the mercy of the miner. Yeah, you really are.
And so, but if they develop the smart contracts correctly, and they put a lot of time and work into it, and they develop them well, they can minimize a lot of the gas. Like Voltura, he comes from a background of business. He had his own business. He lives in Australia, but he comes from that background, so he knows a lot of people in the and now in the crypto world. And so he said he spent months and months developing these contracts. So when I went to mint, and there's 4 in a collection. So there is the Psychedelics Genesis, which is the profile picture, like what the HAPE you just saw, just the picture. Then there is an IRL pass, so it gets you into IRL events. And then there's a Metaverse pass, and then there's a Component 1. And the Component 1 is to play the little mini game that they're going to have later on or whatever. But each NFT has a utility and it has a certain purpose behind it. And so if you have all 4, that's a collection. And he spent so much time and usually when you're buying more NFTs, you pay more in gas because you're buying multiple NFTs. And it was when it first went live, we went and looked, and it was $180 for all 4.
Yeah.
And I was expecting hundreds of dollars, especially and this was right when all the traffic was flooding in. And so I was like, 100. I was like, hell yeah, I'm buying that. And so I mean, we spent it right there, and I was like, wow, you put time into it. So
Put time in the smart contract, man. All
and
the
it
utilities behind
benefited
it.
your community because I mean, and I went and bought a component one later on. So there were 9,595 of each of them. So total, I think there was like 38,000, like 380 or something total across all 4 collections. And he said that like component ones and the passes and stuff will be a huge role like later on. They'll play a huge role. And he's like very cryptic about his messages. He'll just like this equation he gave out on Twitter. He was like, okay, component 1, component 2, and component 3 plus IRL or metaverse pass plus burn times 4 equals DEMP. Nobody knows what the fuck that means. Component 1, 2, and 3, we know what those are because we already have component 1. And then because we had a full set, we were entitled to airdrop component number 2.
It's crazy how many people can like still crack it down though.
Yeah,
They'll go into that and they'll be like, all right, this is what he meant. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the back history. Be like, okay, he tweeted this, and that. Okay, I'll go back to the utilities. This is what he's trying to do with this project. All right, and then they'll just piece it together like it was like some fucking high end puzzle.